Welcome to Kotler and Keller's Marketing Management Chapter 12, Addressing Competition and Driving Growth. Let's get started. Learning objectives. Why is it important for companies to grow the core of their business? How can market leaders expand the total market and defend market share? How should market challengers attack market leaders? How can market followers or nichers compete effectively? What marketing strategies are appropriate at each stage of the product lifecycle? And how should marketers adjust their strategies and tactics during slow economic growth? An important function of marketing is to drive growth in sales and revenue for a company. Marketing is especially adept at doing so for a new product with many competitive advantages and much potential. Phil and Milton Kotler stress the following strategies: building your market share, developing committed customers and stakeholders, building a powerful brand, innovating new products, services, and experiences, international expansion, acquisitions, mergers, and alliances, building an outstanding reputation for social responsibility, and partnering with government and NGOs. Although many different growth strategies are available to firms, some of the best opportunities come from growing the core, focusing on their most successful existing products and markets. This includes, number 1, make the core of the brand as distinctive as possible. Number 2, drive distribution through both existing and new channels. Number 3, offer the core product in new formats or versions. Suppose the market is occupied by the firms shown in Figure 12.1. 40% is in the hands of a market leader, another 30% belongs to a market challenger, and 20% is claimed by a market follower willing to maintain its share and not rock the boat. Market nichers, serving small segments that larger firms don't reach, hold the remaining 10%. Sometimes growth depends on adopting the right competitive strategies. In general, the market leader should look for new customers or more usage from existing customers. A company can search for new users among 3 groups: those who might use it but do not, market penetration strategy in other words; those who have never used it, new market segment strategy; or those who live elsewhere, geographical expansion strategy. In targeting new customers, increasing frequency of consumption requires either identifying additional opportunities to use the brand in the same basic way, or identifying completely new and different ways to use the brand. While trying to expand total market size, the dominant firm must actively defend its current business. The most constructive response is continuous innovation. The front runner should lead the industry in developing new products and customer services, distribution effectiveness, and cost cutting. A company needs 2 proactive skills. Number 1, responsive anticipation to see the writing on the wall, as when IBM changed to a hardware producer to a service business, and 2, creative anticipation to devise innovative solutions. The aim of defensive strategy is to reduce the probability of attack, divert attacks to less threatened areas, and lessen their intensity. A leader would like to do anything it can do legally and ethically to reduce competitors' ability to launch a new product, secure distribution, and gain consumer awareness, trial, and repeat. A dominant firm can use the 6 defensive strategies summarized in Figure 12.2. Position defense. Position defense means occupying the most desirable position in consumers' minds, making the brand almost impregnable. Flank defense. The market leader should erect outposts to protect a weak front or support a possible counterattack. Preemptive defense. A more aggressive maneuver is to attack first, perhaps with guerrilla action across the market, hitting one competitor here, another there, and keeping everyone off balance. Another is to achieve broad market envelopment that signals competitors not to attack. Counteroffensive defense. In a counteroffensive, the market leader can meet the attacker frontally and hit its flank or launch a pincer movement so the attacker will have to pull back to defend itself. Another form of counteroffensive is the exercise of economic or political clout. Mobile defense. In mobile defense, the leader stretches its domain over new territories through market broadening and market diversification. Contraction defense. Sometimes large companies can no longer defend all their territory. In planned contraction, also known as strategic withdrawal, they give up weaker markets and reassign resources to stronger ones. Gaining increased share does not automatically produce higher profits, however, especially for labor-intensive service companies that may not experience many economies of scale. Frustrated competitors are likely to cry monopoly and seek legal action if a dominant firm makes further inroads. Pushing for higher share is less justifiable when there are unattractive market segments, buyers who want multiple sources of supply, high exit barriers, and few scale or experience economies. Some market leaders have even increased profitability by selectively decreasing market share in weaker areas. Figure 12.3 shows that profitability might fall with market share gains after some level. In the illustration, the firm's optimal market share is 50%. A market challenger must first define its strategic objective, which is usually to increase market share. It then must decide whom to attack. Given clear opponents and objectives, what attack options are available? As figure 12.4 shows, we can distinguish 5: frontal, flank, encirclement, bypass, and guerrilla attacks. In a pure frontal attack, the attacker matches its opponent's product, advertising, price, and distribution. The principle of force says the side with the greater resources will win. A flanking strategy is another name for identifying shifts that cause gaps to develop in the market, then rushing to fill the gaps. Flanking is particularly attractive to a challenger with fewer resources and can be more likely to succeed than frontal attacks. Encirclement attempts to capture a wide slice of territory by launching a grand offensive on several fronts. It makes sense when the challenger commands superior resources. Bypassing the enemy altogether to attack easier markets instead offers 3 lines of approach: diversifying into unrelated products, diversifying into new geographical markets, and leapfrogging into new technologies. Guerrilla attacks consist of small intermittent attacks, conventional and unconventional, including selective price cuts, intensive promotional blitzes, and occasional legal action to harass the opponent and eventually secure permanent footholds. A guerrilla campaign can be expensive, though less so than a frontal, encirclement, or flank attack, but it typically must be backed by a stronger attack to beat the opponent. Although it may not overtake the leader, the follower can achieve high profits because it did not bear any of the innovation expense. Followers must define a growth path, but one that doesn't invite competitive retaliation. We distinguish 3 broad strategies. Number 1, cloner. The cloner emulates the leader's product's name and packaging with slight variations. Number 2, imitator. The imitator copies some things from the leader but differentiates on packaging, advertising, pricing, or location. And 3, adapter. The adapter takes the leader's products and adapts or improves them. Smaller firms normally avoid competing with larger firms by targeting small markets of little or no interest to the larger firms. Over time, those markets can sometimes end up being sizable in their own right, as Hoi Fong Foods has found. Because niches can weaken, the firm must continually create new ones. Marketing memo, niche specialist roles, outlines some options. The firm should stick to its niching, but not necessarily to its niche. That is why multiple niching can be preferable to single niching. With strength in 2 or more niches, the company increases its chances of survival. Most product life cycles are portrayed as bell-shaped curves, typically divided into 4 stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. See figure 12.5. Number 1, production, a period of slow sales growth as the product is introduced in the market. Profits are non-existent because of the heavy expenses of product introduction. Number 2, growth. A period of rapid market acceptance is substantial profit improvement. Number 3, maturity. A slowdown in sales growth because the product has achieved acceptance by most potential buyers. And number 4, decline. Sales show a downward drift and profits erode. Not all products exhibit a bell-shaped PLC. 3 common alternate patterns are shown in Figure 12.6. Figure 12.6a shows a growth slump maturity pattern characteristic of small kitchen appliances like bread makers and toaster ovens. Sales grow rapidly when the product is first introduced and then fall to a petrified level sustained by late adopters buying the product for the first time and early adopters replacing it. The cycle-recycle pattern in Figure 12.6b often describes the sales of new drugs. The pharmaceutical company aggressively promotes its new drug, producing the first cycle. Later, sales start declining and another promotion push produces a second cycle. Another common pattern is the scalloped PLC in Figure 12.6c. Here, sales pass through a succession of life cycles based on the discovery of new product characteristics, uses, or users. We need to distinguish 3 special categories of product life cycles: styles, fashions, and fads, as in Figure 12.7. A style is a basic and distinctive mode of expression appearing in a field of human endeavor. A fashion is a currently accepted or popular style in a given field. Fashions pass through 4 stages: distinctiveness, emulation, mass fashion, and decline. Fads, or fashions that come quickly into public view, are adopted with great zeal, peak early, and decline very fast. Companies that plan to introduce a new product must decide when to do so. To be first can be rewarding, but risky and expensive. To come in later makes sense if the firm can bring superior technology, quality, or brand strength to create a market advantage. Companies should not try to move too fast. They must carefully design and execute their product launch marketing. The pioneer should visualize the product markets it could enter, knowing it cannot enter all of them at once. Suppose market segmentation analysis reveals the segments shown in Figure 12.8. The pioneer should analyze the profit potential of each singly and of all of them together and decide on a market expansion growth. Thus, the pioneer in Figure 12.8 plans first to enter product market P1M1, then move into a second market known as P1M2, then surprise the competition by developing a second product for the second market, P2M2, then take the second product back into the first market, P2M1, and then launch a third product for the first market, P3M1. If this game plan works, the pioneer firm will own a good part of the first 2 segments, serving each with 2 or 3 products. How great is that? By spending money on product improvement, promotion, and distribution, the firm can capture a dominant position, and it trades off maximum current profit for high market share in the hope of even greater profits in the next stage. At some point, the rate of sales growth will slow, and the product will enter a stage of relative maturity. Most products are in this stage throughout the life cycle, which normally lasts longer than the preceding ones. 3 ways to change the course for a brand are market, product, and marketing program modifications. Market modification. A company might try to expand the market for its mature brand by working with the 2 factors that make up sales volume: number of brand users and usage rate per customer, as in Table 12.1, but competitors may match this strategy. Product modification. Managers also try to stimulate sales by improving quality, features, or style. Quality improvement increases functional performance by launching a new and improved product. Marketing program modification. Finally, brand managers might also try to stimulate sales by modifying non-product elements, such as price, distribution, and communications in particular. A company might try to expand the market for its mature brand by working with the two factors that make up sales volume, number of brand users, and usage rate per customer, as in Table 12.1, but competitors may match that strategy. Sales decline for a number of reasons, including technological advances, shifts in consumer tastes, and increased domestic and foreign competition. All can lead to overcapacity, increased price cutting, and profit erosion. Eliminating weak products. Besides being unprofitable, weak products consume a disproportionate amount of management's time, require frequent price and inventory adjustments, incur expensive setup for what are usually short production runs, draw advertising and sales force attention better used to make healthy products more profitable, and cast a negative shadow on a company image. Harvesting and divesting strategies for harvesting and for divesting are quite different. Harvesting calls for gradually reducing a product or business's costs while trying to maintain sales. When a company decides to divest a product with strong distribution and residual goodwill, it can probably sell it to another firm. Given economic cycles, there will always be tough times, such as the recession of 2008 to 2009 and the slow recovery afterwards. Despite reduced funding for marketing programs and intense pressure to justify them as cost-effective, some marketers have survived and even thrived in tough economic times. Marketers should consider the potential upside of increasing investment to exploit a marketplace advantage like an appealing new product, a weakened rival, or a neglected target market to develop. Consumers with leveling incomes may change what they want and where and how they shop. A downturn or slow growth period is an opportunity to learn even more about what consumers are thinking, feeling, and doing, especially the lower base that yields so much profitability. Slowed growth provides an opportunity for marketers to review their spending, opening promising new options and eliminating sacred cows if they don't yield results. It can be a good time to experiment. Marketers should increase and clearly communicate their brand's value, conveying all the financial, logistical, and psychological benefits. Marketers can review product portfolios and brand architecture to confirm that brands and sub-brands are clearly differentiated, targeted, and supported based on their prospects. Luxury brands can benefit from lower-priced brands or sub-brands in their portfolios. Slow times also are an opportunity to prune products with diminished prospects. Hey, thanks for watching. Please check out the other videos in this marketing management series. Thanks again.